everybody. Welcome to the Saturday Chat with no side effects that we're currently aware of. This is Dave. I'm Ashley. This is Janet.
We're always on the line.
We are. We're here to talk about
The Wichita Lineman by Glenn Campbell and Our Sunday Shadow, which is that very song.
It is. It was actually written by Jimmy Webb.
Jimmy Webb for Glenn Campbell because he requested another song after the success of By the Time I Get to Phoenix. Right. He wanted another song with a town in the name.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Webb brought him this song and
Unfinished, that's
right. And he liked it so much he cut it.
Did you?
And a couple weeks later,
you read the story when Jimmy's like, "I guess you didn't like the song."
You didn't like the song very much, and he was like, "What? We already cut that." And Jimmy was like, "It's not finished. It wasn't done."
He's like, "Well, it's done now."
So in place of there was supposed to be another verse, and in place of that, he cut the electro bass with the tremolo on the bass, the guitar solo.
Carol Kay did
It's not really guitar solo. Yeah. No, she did. He played the Glenn Campbell played that part.
He played the guitar part, but the bass part.
No, she played the solo on a bass.
Oh.
About the do 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 bow bow.
Okay.
Like the melody. You know.
Well, I know the Wrecking Crew was the band for it.
And Carol Kay did play on this.
Okay.
She contributed the opening bass, like the boo boom 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 boom.
It is a feel good line too. Like the beginning of the song, it just harkens back to a different era of music.
So she did that part, but if you listen closely on the solo, what you think is a guitar is actually a bass run through a tremolo. It's like a Dan electro bass, so it's like I don't know. It's its own thing.
I did read though that they used the flute and I think the organ to mimic like a telegraph sort of sound, like a staccato sound.
That's the
Yep.
I think that's actually Jimmy Webb playing the electric piano on that part.
I didn't get so deep into like remembering who was doing what, but I found that interesting because they were mimicking a Morse code because they likened that to being part of like telecommunications or being part of getting the signal through.
It reminded me of a telegraph.
Yeah, which is Morse code.
Yeah, so funnily enough, do you know that Jimmy Webb wrote the song when he was in the Panhandle of Oklahoma? Where we were a few weeks ago?
I do, because I read it today.
Yeah. So
just now,
even. He was, I mean, we can relate to that too, right? I mean, those back roads that are highways, the back road highways that are just miles and miles of telephone poles.
I'm really like no other connection. No other connection because it would be 30 minutes in between seeing a house or a driveway. You wouldn't even see the house.
And that's today. And, so this was over 60 years ago.
Yep.
So this song was released in 68.
Yep.
So, the other thing, he was driving through there and he saw a lineman up on a pole. Mm-hmm. And I think he said his brother-in-law was a lineman. And he just imagined.
I thought it was his uncle.
Maybe it was his uncle. And he just imagined himself up on the telephone pole, like calling his girlfriend from up there in the middle of nowhere. And he's ended up setting the song in Wichita.
Did you read that when Glenn Campbell heard it, he claimed that he cried?
Yeah, he cried.
Because he was homesick.
Yeah.
I mean, I can recognize that because we go out for, relatively short bursts as far as touring goes. We'll go 2 weeks, pretty much the most, 14 days or so, thereabouts. To be away from home for months on end, you'd have to peel me off a wall somewhere because I'd be up it.
I know you'd be up a wall.
I would be up a wall.
So, the song.
Or under the covers, just depressed. The song
does give you a certain feeling, right? Mm-hmm. It's it was a successful song. There's so many accolades it never reached number one, but it reached number 3 on the pop charts. But you know that Bob Dylan said it was the greatest song ever written.
Really?
Yeah.
That's something coming from Bob Dylan. Okay.
I know, right?
I know that it was touted as one of the first great country songs, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, what is it about this tune that makes it a country song? Is it that Glenn Campbell sang it? Was it that Jimmy Webb wrote it?
Kind of poppy, but
what was it that made it country? And I think it is traditionally the country music has really tapped into the working class. And I feel like, you know, no matter what town you're in, you've got linemen, people who are there making sure your electricity and your telephone wires stay up.
Too. Like I read
everybody is within a very close proximity to linemen. Right. There are linemen in every, just like there's plumbers in every town. These are the people that are putting their hands to the work to make sure you have the modern convenience.
I read where it said that there was a lineman that heard it for the first time on the radio, and he was like driving down the road. The song came on the radio, and he's like, I felt seen for like the first time. Like it was like, wow, like people like think about me, you know? Like,
yeah.
You know, because it's often like some of those blue collar jobs, like we just take them for granted. Like
right.
We were talking about earlier today when we were driving around.
Well, I was thinking about it along those lines. I was thinking about my grandfathers and my uncles, and like my grandfather and a couple of my uncles worked in the same graphite plant for a time, and they would come home. They were professionals in their industry. Does that make sense? They wouldn't, it's not like a law degree or some sort of profession like that, but they were good at their job. They knew what they were doing. They could pull that factory apart and put it back together, and probably did many times over the years with bits breaking down and whatnot. And they would come home and talk about the machinery or the work, and they always had like black around their cuticles and on their nails, and just this working and having this professionalism within. If I didn't know them, I would know nothing about a graphite. Like, why? I wouldn't know anything. I wouldn't think twice about it. Exactly. So I think it's probably one of those professions that's similar with linemen. Like, they know what they know, and they come home and complain about so-and-so. They messed up the rigging on whatever. I don't know anything about, the profession, but I know that there's like those concerns and the gripes and complaints, and then you've got the bosses that don't understand the job that you're doing, and you have to train people that are going to be your boss, that kind of situation, because they're the professionals, but you really are the one doing the work. Like, I was just thinking about perhaps that's what makes it considered a country song, because it's really just tapping into
relatable.
that.
I mean, and it gives you a certain kind of feeling. One thing I read said that this is considered the first existential country song. And I thought that was interesting, and I was like, what is it about this song that makes you think about your place in life? And I was like, oh wow, like it is pretty impactful in that way, really. It's like,
for sure, it's like
you're gonna do your job or you're not gonna do your job.
Yeah,
there's like two kinds of people.
And the thing is, like,
you're not gonna get it done
with this class of worker. If these people aren't doing their job, everybody suffers. Because if the linemen, for instance, were to just go on strike, say we had natural disaster, ain't nobody getting connected to nobody again. And I don't know if this is talking just like telecommunications. That's kind of how I took it, but I think about electricity also. You got to be up on a pole to do electricity too.
Right. I thought of it that way too, but like I do think like probably this time was talking more about telecommunications, and it's interesting that now, like, I mean, landlines are like a thing of the past almost.
Truly, yeah.
It's like,
although I spoke with somebody this week on a landline.
What's the modern day equivalent? The Wichita satellite
fiber
repair person,
optic runner, cable runner.
The Wichita satellite repair person is always typing on his computer. I
don't know, but it's a good song. It's got a beautiful haunting melody.
Piece of Americana, right? Like,
truly,
it's like, the whole song now is like a great piece of Americana, and it's a great, it would probably have been hard to think that in those days, as hard as the work was, like, we talk about stuff like coal mining, which is still done today, of course. A lot of these jobs are still done, but not on the scale of grandeur that they were done. Building a railroad, working on a telephone line, and how we look at that really hard blue collar work that probably killed lots of people.
Yeah.
In all fairness.
Yeah.
and we kind of romanticize it nowadays.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think one of the things that we long for is, as much as we as humans crave being connected, we also crave being somewhat hermits. We don't want to be so available. We want to be connected but not available 24/7, I think. And that was a simpler time when answering machines weren't a thing. And if you called somebody and you got a hold of them, fine. If you didn't, you called back until they were home, because you could. You didn't
like
just
somebody didn't answer right away. You called 13 times in a row because like you expect.
Well, you expect it to be on their
Immediate
person.
connection.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was just a simpler time, and it's not necessarily like romanticizing the profession, but romanticizing the time in which we had more ties to our local communities, I think, and more of a mystery surrounding the global community,
I agree.
perhaps. So,
anyways, it was a great
it's a fun song.
I've always loved this song, and it was great to do it for a shout out, and we hope you enjoy it too. Thank you for joining us for our Saturday chat.
Also, as we're entering the holiday season, and if you're viewing this much, much later, well, there's another one to come, hopefully. As we're entering the holiday season, SugarLimeBlue on SugarLimeBlue.com does have some really cool merchandise. So if you're looking for something unique, some music, a handmade tie-dye, pop on over there and see if we got something that you might like for this holiday season. We'll see you there.